stealing taxi cabs. Like, if we break in the house, I'm the one sliding through the window, coming out with jewelry, phones. Bust out the door. Biological dad, he wasn't in the picture and shit. So when we moved to Playfield, and my mom met this ex-military guy. I think he was in was Desert Storm in like the 80s or the 90s, like yeah. Right before whatever war was, like right before. I'm old enough for
the late 80s, early 90s was Desert Storm.
Desert Storm. All right, so my mom had met this dude named Thomas and shit. Real militant dude. He was like ex-military and shit. When she moved to Plainfield, I was only like 3, 4 and shit. And he was like my first stepdad and shit. You feel me? So there was always a male figure. So my mom was one of those, like, so my mom's like real high yellow, super pretty, extra feminine, you feel me? So humble and soft spoken and just like a sweetheart. So all the guys love me, you feel me? But I can dead ass say, as a 32-year-old man, I've only seen my mom with like 3 guys. You feel me? And they all were around. They all played a significant part in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying, as a male role model. You feel me? So the first one was Thomas. That was from like, I was like probably like from like 4 years old to like 9. He was real like militant and shit. I just had to clean my room a lot, like clean my room, make sure the floor was swept, like, and I don't want to call it a troubled kid. I don't want to call them what they called me as a youngin', you feel me? I don't want to say I was troubled. I believe I was just more so misunderstood, and my expression was definitely misdirected. But like, I used to have a lot of trouble in school and shit. I stay fighting, you feel me? Because my real name is Kelsey, you feel me? Like, my rap name is Swag and shit, but my real name is Kelsey, which is a girl name. Like, so I got teased for that. Oh, Kelsey. And then I was a high yellow, high pitched voice kid, you feel me? Real small, right. Shit. Like, I was a runt, you feel me? So it was like every school I went to, bro, I got picked on. And I had a little sister. I didn't have a brother. So it was like, I have a little sister. So nobody comes to my rescue. There's nobody that's gonna come save me if a bully comes and bullies me or beats me up, or, you feel me? Like, all of this environmental conditioning over the years turned me into who you see right now. You feel me? But so we gonna get there. So the early years, so I went there like Evergreen Elementary is like an elementary school like right around the corner from my crib, and I would go there and shit. And I remember like one of the first incidences I got in trouble at school. And so, because my mom was a teacher, if I would get suspended, that would with her, because who the f***'s gonna watch me? She's a teacher. She has to, like, when I'm going to school, she's going before us. You feel me? So it's like, who the f*** gonna watch me? And then my stepdad at the time, he was a golf caddy. So he would like go to the golf course, the country club and shit like that. And he would be like doing like caddying and shit like that. He'd get paid every day. So like, if I got suspended and shit, it was like, all right, bet I'm gonna take off. And like, it was things happening to me that my mom didn't know all the way until like maybe like this year, like early this year. You feel me? Like, you feel me? Like, my punishment from bro was crazy. Like, as a man now, when I would never do that to a child. Like, I would never, you feel me, like punish a boy like that. You feel me? Like, I would get ass whoopings, bro. Like, real ass whoopings. Like, you know how like in a black culture, you know, they whoop their kids' ass. We whoop our kids' ass. I don't have any kids to spank their butts. You feel me? But that's like a part of the discipline in black culture, right? Right. But it's a difference between a spanking and a fucking ass whooping, bro. Like, all right, so I remember like I got in trouble, I got suspended and shit, and my punishment, I had to clean the house, and I was used to that. I'm like, I'll clean and shit. And this time, because I had gotten to a fight, and not only was it just a fight, after the fight, I didn't stop. You feel me? Like, he didn't punish me. It wasn't like, oh, you're being punished because you fought. You're being punished because you fought, and after the fight, you didn't stop. You fought authority. You fought your teachers. The cops came. You ran from the school. You got caught. You ran from me. Your mom gonna come home. You're probably finna run away from your mom. I'm finna whip your ass. And it was like, take off all your clothes. You feel me? Get ass naked. Like, you feel me? And it was like a bunk bed that I shared with my cat, right? So I had a cat named Pepper. I had the bottom bunk because Pepper just took over the top bunk and had all her fucking fur up there and shit. So I remember, like, I'm bringing that up because, like, I remember Pepper being on the fucking top bunk one time. I was about to get an ass whooping, and Pepper's just looking at me, and she's like her eyes just look like, well, she did, and she like, you know, cats are weird as hell. She jumped off the bed and just exited the room, and I had to take all my clothes off and shit. And bro would make me put my arms on the top bunk like this, you feel me? And you're like, all right, you suspended for 7 days. You get 7 lashings. If your arms leave that top bunk, they turn into 14. Every time your arms leave that, if you get hit and your arms move, you getting 7 more. And it'll start, you feel me? And it'll be like, I took 1. Boom. Oh, you think I'm bullshitting? Now you gotta get, you feel me? Now you got 15 more coming. You get it? You got 50, you got 7 more. So you got the 7 that you got the 6 right now, and you got the 7. And I like that shit would last, bro, for mad long, bro. And I never would say anything. I never would say anything. So one day, my mom, one day my sister got in trouble. Boom. Well, sis got in trouble. My mom's only girl. You feel me? And he disciplined her. And when he did it, it was like, he was like real, like firm. And he grabbed my little sister up. And my mother said, and my mother was watching, you feel me? And she was just like sitting back, just like trying to see how far this shit would go real quick, you feel me? And she was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? She checked him on that shit. Like, and I was shocked. I'm like, oh shit. I'm getting whooped too.
Right.
I'm getting whooped too. Like, yeah, he just grabbed sis. Like, I'm getting whooped. I'm getting whooped. Like, and I ain't say it, but I'm like, oh shit. And I remember one day I told my mom, I'm like, yo. So remember I told you his name was Thomas. So this is environmental conditioning, right? It just goes to show you how like the adolescent mind thinks. My mom called him baby. You know what I'm saying? And as kids, we don't know what the fuck that means. Like, I'm an adult now. I know when I call a girl baby, like, that's my baby. Like, she called me baby. I'm her baby. She always said baby to him. So we thought that was his motherfucking name. We called him baby. Like, so I'm like, baby hit me. Like, I let her know one day, like, yo, baby, like, he be hitting me, ma. Like, she's like, what you mean, B? And I'm like, and I showed her my back because I had just got an ass whooping like 2-3 days ago. You feel me? And she's like, what the? And she told him off, you feel me? And it was like, I don't know. To this day, and it's crazy because it's crazy how I get to talk about this shit. I ain't never talk about none of this shit, bro. That's crazy out here. It's like fucking podcast gets to be a therapist real quick, bro.
Hey, this is Matt Cox. I'm putting out a credit course. I'm going to create this course in order to help you legally build your credit so that you can have as much borrowing capacity as is legally possible. If you're interested in the course, go to the description box, click on the link, put in your email address. You will be sent 2 letters. These are letters that I've personally used to help get rid of collections on people's credit. And you will also be notified when the course comes out.
I told my mom about that shit. And then, like, other than the ass whoopers, bro, like, Thomas, because I'm not going to call him baby now, you feel me? Thomas was a good dude, you feel me? He was a real good dude. He was a good dude to my mom and everything, you feel me? But he just was whooping my ass, like, because he ain't, like, that's, I guess, I don't know, I'm not making excuses for him, but he was in Desert Storm. The fuck knows what that means, so, you feel me? Like, I'm a man now, and I understand the hardships of being a man. I don't give a fuck if you black, white, Spanish, purple, what the fuck ever. We men out here, this shit's hard. We don't get a pass. You feel me? But it's no excuse to be the child. So after that shit, it started like my mom and Thomas started like getting like breaking up and shit. And I don't know. I never said this to anybody. Like, but till this day, I feel like that was my fault. I feel like it was like, damn, like when I said that, it kind of fucked up what my mom had going on. And shortly after that, like, she'll never admit it, yo, but I know my mom like started dibbling and dabbling with that bullshit again. You feel me? On my soul, bro. You feel me? And I'm not saying that to expose my mom, but we getting all the way to why I am and who I am and what I am today. You feel me? That shit, you fuck about nobody else. We talking about me, so we got to talk about what got to me. You feel me? But yeah, like, and shit started getting hard after that. So we moved from this spot, 318 West 7th Street, to 346 Franklin and Putnam. They called that shit the Nam, you feel me? That shit was called Nam, because Putnam, you feel me? Putnam, like, and shit was real on that block, you feel me? And this was after we, you know what I'm saying? And shit started getting real. I ain't had no male figure no more. With my mom, we walking back and forth in the cold. She taking us to school, and just so much shit happened. I don't really know how to like keep it like ordered and categorized, but I just know like the feeling of everything that was happening. Like I just remember as a child having to go to a shelter and shit, and like going to churches and getting food from the church and mad different shit that my mom real life kept like real low, you feel me? But I remember, like, even though I was a little kid, I was a little boy, like, I always just, like, would look at my mom and be like, yo, I can't let nothing happen to my mom. I'll look at my little sister and be like, Coley, I can't let nothing happen to my little sister, Nicole, who I call Coley to this day because when she was born, I didn't know how to say it. She was like, Nicole. My mom was like, say Nicole. And my mom said, I was like, Coley. And to this day, I never called her Nicole. She's still just Coley. But so now we get to like that stage of my life, and when we come out going to school, there's always this lady sitting on the steps with a safety pin digging in her nose while it bleeds and shit. Like it's like literally like I'm giving you the visuals of my life. Like the fuck, I don't know why there was a lady on the steps, but now as a grown man, the lady on the steps was a crackhead. She had a addiction. And when she didn't get her fix, she would, you feel me, with her nose, and the nigga shit used to just be bleeding, nigga. Like we going to school and walking through all this shit, like what the fuck going on? And I get to school, bro, and I ain't even gonna hold you. Like it's not even on no cliche shit. I'm just looking back as a man, like I couldn't fucking focus, nigga, on no ABCs and no 6 to the 3rd power and shit. Like my mind filled with mad shit. And then on top of that, I got mental impairments at the time that I don't even know. I don't even, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the government and society is saying, oh, you're bipolar. You have, what the fuck they say? Bipolar,
ADHD.
Of course they give all kids that. The shit they try to say now as an adult, bipolar, adjustment. So like I'm dealing with shit I didn't even know at the time, bro. So I'm raging out in school, and every time I turn around, bro, I'm getting suspended at this point. Now it's like
for fights.
I'm getting suspended for fights, disrespecting the teachers. Bro, I got expelled from school. First time I got kicked out of school, it was 2nd grade. I said, first time I got kicked out of school, it was 2nd grade. I put the mittens on my teacher in a fit of rage. Like, it's like some bars from one of my songs. Like, bro, I socked the teacher. I'll never forget it. His name was Mr. Hines. The nigga looked like Montel Williams. Remember the Montel Williams show?
Yeah.
He looked like Montel Williams. I don't know why I never liked him. I just never liked him, right? And I remember one time he said some shit to me, and I picked up the stapler off the fucking desk, and I flung it at him, and he came from behind the desk and walked up to me, and I just remember hitting him. But I was a kid, so it didn't have any effect. And like, I got expelled from school. Then they let me come back at the end of 3rd grade. I got kicked out 2nd grade and sent to an alternative school. That was like jail. Didn't even realize it at the time, but that was like jail. Like, why the am I in third grade and there are 12th graders in the hallway with me? I don't know. Do you know what 12th graders do to third graders?
Right.
Like, what the, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? Like, but that's an alternative school for you. All troubled from ages from kindergarten to 12. All of the troubled motherfuckers. You feel me? I don't even know how kindergartners can be troubled. Like, that's fucked up that they even have it that low. You feel me? Whatever. I got sent to one of them schools. And it's the same shit. But now the kids around me is bigger than me, taller than me, and deeper voices. And the girls are actually, they look like women to me at this time. Because what the fuck? I'm fucking young as hell. Like, and I'm going through environmental and conditioning with them. Having to fend for myself in the school all the way in South Jersey somewhere. I don't know nobody. These kids are from every district in Jersey. It's like fending for yourself. Lunchtime comes, you gotta fend for yourself. Fucking just all types of shit, bro. All types of shit. So, and then you got after school for me in the hood in Plainfield. You feel me? So I'm from the east end of my city. It's separated by the east end and the west end. So till this day, I don't even think niggas could tell you why niggas is beefing. They don't know. If they, that somebody died a long time ago, got killed on one side, and on another side, niggas retaliated, and all these years later, the east end and the west end and my city is still beefing. Like, I done did 10 and a half years in prison. We gonna get there. And came home, nigga, and the kids that were in 5th and 4th grade, like, when I got locked up, are out there talking about East End, I'm on the East End, I'm on the West. Like, what the fuck? This beef still going on? Yep. You feel me? So now, after school, I'm coming home after school, and then on top of that, I don't know, for some reason, I always felt like an outcast. Like, you feel me? I just always knew it was like, I ain't fit in for some reason. Like, didn't matter what side of the city I was from. Didn't matter, you know what I'm saying, what I did or nothing. I just always felt like I ain't fit in. I always felt like I had to do a little bit extra for people to like me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I had trouble keeping friends growing up. Go ahead.
Right. So when did you start getting into trouble? I mean, you were already in trouble, but I mean criminal behavior.
All right, so now we are.
Not that swinging on your teacher isn't criminal.
All right, yeah, for sure. Right. So now we could get to high school. Middle school, I was dibbling dabbling, right? So we had some shit called poppy hunting. You feel me? Like, in my city, we don't fuck with the motherfucking Hispanic community. And not even necessarily the Hispanic community. It was like the Southern Americans, like the Mexicans, the El Salvadorians, and shit like that. We ain't fuck with them. I don't know why. I still don't know why to this day. I don't know why. So we would rob Mexicans and shit like that. Me and my clique will go. And it was like, it wasn't because we didn't like them. It was like, all right, bet. We already don't like them. But we ain't got shit to do. We started doing shit like just knocking them out. Let's just see if we can go knock a nigga out. Like, it'll go from Mexicans to like, now we trying it on our own. Like, they go bro right there. You feel me? Let's jump them. Let's knock them out. Let's beat them up. And then now we go from that to robbing Mexicans and tripping on dudes from the east end or the west end, depending on what side of the city you on, to stealing taxi cabs. Like, that was my first crime. You feel me? Like, I think that was like my first crime. Like, that's like a crime. I stole a fucking taxi cab.
Like it was, I mean, was someone in that? Was it a carjacking or was it just?
So I don't know the statute of limitations on this shit. It happened when I was like 14. I'm 32 now.
Bro, I don't think the statute of limitations ever runs more than 5-10 years at the most. Okay, like bank robbery. If you rob a bank, it's only like 5 or 10 years.
All right, so I bet, just making sure, you know what I'm saying? So, like, we was young, bro. It was like, well, some shit, niggas had BB guns. You know what I'm saying? We'll call a cab. You know what I'm saying? Call a cab real quick. Call a cab, get in the cab. And it wasn't even a plan. It wasn't even no plan shit. It was like, niggas had BB guns on them. We jump in the cab to go to the other side. Poppy talking smack. What? How much you want? And give me your shit. You feel me? Then niggas get out the car and it's like, yo, I'm sorry. And now we just enjoy riding around in the taxi. And then I ain't gonna hold you. That was like a portal. It was like a portal, like, you know, like your first thrill when you do some wild shit. That was like a robbery, carjacking, and all that in one. Technically, when you technically speaking, that's what it was. A robbery and a carjacking. Like, and it's like, god damn. And then from there, bro, I started like selling weed and shit, but this was when weed was illegal and shit. All the real crimes started coming 10th grade because I turned blood. You know what I'm saying? So one day, me and one of my friends and shit, we going out, we on our robbery bullshit. Brody ends up taking some money on a robbery, like, you know what I'm saying? The job was, I'm about to burn down. I'm the physical guy. He the guy that need to run the pockets. I see what he ran. I could see what he ran. I don't know what he ran, but I could see what he ran.
When he ran? What?
Like I could see, like, when he ran his pockets, I could see what he ran from his pockets type shit. You feel me? Like how much money he got from his pocket.
And you're saying you're already a blood?
I'm telling you how I did. I'm telling you what happens to because I'll tell you all the real crime came when I turned blood, and now I'm getting into that.
Okay.
You feel me? So one time we on a regular robbery shit that we be on, me and my boy. He ends up taking a cut of the money. I seen what he took from our licks pocket. You feel me? And when we got back to the spot to count it, I'm like, yo, that shit looks short. Where that shit at? I know he was lying, and this is my bro. And it's crazy because this one of my bros a couple of weeks ago, he just got shot 4 times. You feel me? Like he's f***ed up right now, like f***ed up. And on my and it's crazy because I still got love for him, but I could never fuck with him again. He also told on me in one of my cases too. You feel me? So we but it just go to show, look how far back it was little bullshit going on. So I'm like, yo, took the money, bro. Like I'm like, long story short, I'm like, man, you gotta fight me, bro. You on some fuck shit. We had his crib, all the homies there and shit. That, mind you, these just homies that's there all the time, but I didn't know these niggas was blood. Like, these all his cousins and shit. At the time, I never desired to be a part of no gang. You feel me? I ain't desire to be a part of no gang. Like, I seen how the Crips move. I liked how they moved a little bit because they was on some get money shit, but I ain't like how they initiation. They dog each other. Crips dog. There's no rules. You can beat a, like, when, like I'm saying, you could trash your comrade like with anything. You could let the dog on them and all that. That's, to me, that's not brotherhood. You feel me? Right. Bloods, like, we line up and it's like, fight, motherfucker. Like, cause what if you ever got cooked by yourself by 3 or 4 people? Can you hold your own? Let's see. That's what that's about. Like, you feel me? But so I tell him we gotta fight. His cousins and I'm like, oh, you can't fight him. What you mean I can't fight him? This is my bro. What you mean? I know him since head start. Fuck y'all niggas. He blood, bro. Nigga, you blood? What the fuck you turn blood? All right. Well, what the fuck do that mean? You can't, if you fight him, we gonna whoop your ass. Oh shit. Now I'm learning shit. Like, oh, that's why niggas be jumping people. Like, you can't fight me. You a part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, all right, it is what it is. They're like, if you want to fight him, you just gotta turn blood. I was so angry. I always been filled with a rage and shit like that. To where as though it was on some shit like, all right, bet if I gotta fight him, then I'm fighting him. Let's go. You feel me? I turn blood. And that's how I turn blood. I ain't one of them dudes that, oh, I did it for the brotherhood, or I did it for the cause, and I did it because the ops. Nah, I did that shit because my mans stole some motherfucking money from me on a robbery. You feel me? Like, went in the kitty and stole shit when he wasn't supposed to. He's supposed to break that shit down in half. So I turned blood off of a moral that I was standing on. You feel me? You did some bullshit, and if I gotta fight all you motherfuckers just to fight you for your infraction, then it is what it is. Until this day, I'm fucking blood, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, shit real. Shit real. Like, and Because I'm an all or nothing type of nigga. So now I'm blood. So now it's no longer I'm just going out on little licks and shit with my bro that I've been knew and shit. Now I'm going getting in the car with him. Is all right, word, you blood now, shine back when we about to go through this. You coming? I ain't about to say no. Yeah. I don't even know what we finna do. Feel me? I remember one of the first times, like what I say, one of my lyrics. That's why a lot of people fuck with my music, because it's like they know I'm. It's no lie. Like I said in the backseat with my strap, the mission cannot get aborted. If I catch an opposition, leave him slimy like he snorted. So one of my first times in the car, I'm in the backseat, I'm like literally on some movie shit. Like it sounds cliche, and it's crazy because I ain't. That's why I don't really talk about all this shit, because I don't ever want to just sound like everybody else, and I don't want to sound like I'm just making shit up, like trying to have a storyline and all that shit. Like, you know how that shit goes. Like, all your real life criminal activity and your street shit, that shit gonna be spoken for. Like, niggas gonna respect you if that shit real. You ain't gotta really speak about it, but fuck it. I'm gonna keep talking. We started doing robberies. Like robberies now. It's no longer going to catch a little Mexican and shit. We running down them nigga from this block. I ain't gonna say names and blocks now, because this some real shit now. You feel me? We running down on this weed man from the other side of town on that block, little Jamaican nigga. We know he got a couple ounces in the house, and at that time, ounces was like, oh yeah, that's worth going in there to get. You feel me? Especially when we young. We doing B&Es. I'm always the skinniest motherfucker. So if we break in the motherfucking house, I'm the one sliding through the window. All right, coming to unlock the door. You feel me? Coming out with jewelry and phones. And like, at that time, we were young. You feel me? So, like I said, well, we about to get to that, because I got locked up. When I was 18, I ended up getting locked up for a robbery. And I got locked up, and I had to sit for 10 and a half motherfucking years. So I'm saying all that to say, by the time my criminal activity got put to a halt, I was 18. So please don't look for bank heist and fucking murders and, you feel me, like moving cocaine across the country, because I was only 15, 16, 17, 18, shit come to a halt. This all gang activity. We all on GA time. All gang activity. You feel me? We sliding on niggas that's disrespecting us. You feel me? Oh, them niggas, they set not official. I bet. We gonna beat your ass up. Then we getting older. Now niggas not beating each other up. My first gun was a rusty 38 with a broken hammer. And that shit still fired. You feel me? But the hammer, it was so loose, I had to like, because it was a loose ass hammer on it. You feel me? Like the little thing that do that. Mm-hmm. It was loose as hell. You feel me? So, you know, with a 38, it's still an action joint. You can just pull it and it does it by itself. But because the hammer was loose, I had to manually do some cowboy shit, like click, pow, click, pow. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. That was my first gun. You know what I'm saying? And
so you went and did a robbery.
We did robbery. Yeah, the first time was like a robbery. Got in the car, went slid on a weed man, and a lot of my robberies, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I ain't one of them niggas that's gonna lie to you. A lot of my robberies were fruitless robberies, bro. A lot of my robberies was robberies going bad. Like I can't really name two. Like I probably can. It was one. I had one nice lick that was nice. That it was nice, and I had to go out of Jersey with the homies to catch that one. You feel me? But all my licks was like more so recreation for me at the time. It's like, you gonna know I'm down. Like if it's time to get in the car, Swag gonna get in that car. Swag gonna go put in some work. I don't give a fuck what we doing. We gotta jump out. We gotta do this, that, and the third, here, there, and that, blah, blah, blah. So let's get to my crime. Cause now I start developing as a man in prison. All my criminal activity and shit on some street shit. I was an adolescent. I was a teen. You feel me? I ain't even realized, and that's why I'm able to sit in front of you today and be like, yo, all the shit I was doing was bullshit, because I ain't even realize what we thought we was doing some lit shit. Like, you couldn't tell us that we wasn't the most gangsters motherfuckers around. Like, you know what I'm saying? I get the prison, I get the S County. So my robbery, I caught a robbery in 2009. I caught a robbery in 2009, but I fought it all the way up until 2011. I didn't get sentenced till 2011. And I came home from that sentence November 29th, 2000.
What was the robbery?
That's what I'm about to get to right now. So,
okay.
Boom. It was downtown Newark. Why I'm downtown Newark is beyond me. Catching a robbery. So the day started off. It's ironic because that day when I got up that morning, I had to go to municipal court to be CDS charged. I got caught with my boy, the same nigga, selling fake crack, because I never got into that shit. Like, I never got into selling coke and dope and shit. Like, I would sell weed and shit like that. I'll rob you, but I never sold like those hard drugs. Like, those were like just something I couldn't get into. I got caught with some sheetrock. Like, we would take the fucking rock out the wall, put it in plastic, and it literally, it's the same color, same texture, everything is crack. You feel me? So
right.
And we'll try to sell like 5 or 10 of them shits real quick early in the morning, and we got enough money to go to school and shit. I got caught by the cops doing that dumb shit and ended up having to fight that charge. I ended up beating a CDS charge early in the morning because it was fake. So man, this shit in my pocket. What the fuck? I get on the bus to go to Newark. Reason why I get on the bus to go to Newark was because one of the homegirls told me she had a lick at a pharmacy. She talking about her aunt be getting perks and shit like that. This is when the perks, now mind you, this is 2009, so this was when perks and all that shit is just becoming a real thing. Like,
right.
And like, it's just now hitting me. She like, yeah, my aunt, she be going to the doctor, get pain mad. Whoop. Her doctor be leaving the door open because he lost his key. And in the office is mad boxes with pills. We could go ransack that shit. And I know a poppy at the bodega we could sell it to and get the bread right then and there. At that time, everything to me is quick, fast money. Like, it's like, or even if it's not money, to me, it's just recreation at the time. I bet it's something to go get into, make more of a name for myself. Like, I'm out here shaking shit. Was my chain of thought. I go to Nook. I meet up with her. We get out there and shit. I'm trying to think where I want to start from, though. Like, fuck all the extra details. We get out there. We ransack the doc's office. There are pills in there, but none of the.
Is the doctor there? Is anybody there?
Nah. It's just as she said. You feel me? It's just as she said. The doctor's office is unlocked, so it's in a building. When we get to the building, we gotta ring one of the doorbells for somebody to buzz us in. You feel me? Once we get in the building, we straight. You feel me? Once we get in the building, we can go straight to the doctor's actual office, get in there and do what we do. We got our mask on, we got our book bag, we good. So we get in the doc's office and shit. We start ransacking that shit. Well, I'm looking for Percocets, right? And she told me at the time, they not just gonna say Percocet on the bottle, they'll say it'll have a word called, and at the time I was saying it all up. I know how to say it now, acetaminophen. You feel me? Because that's like, I think it takes 10 over 300 milligrams of oxytocin and acetaminophen to make what you call a perk. Don't ask me why I know all that. Actually, I'm gonna get into why I know all of that, because a lot of my so here, that's later. So boom, we ransacked that office. I don't see none of the pills that she said was gonna be there, but I take what we could get. You feel me? We fill our book back up with shit. So that's that part of the robbery. The up shit where I end up going wrong is when we get to Poppy Bodega and we supposed to be there. Now, mind you, I got my little 38 on me. You know what I'm saying? We get on in the Poppy Bodega and shit. And we try to sell, like, you know what I'm saying? We talking to him, yo, this, that, and the third. We got the pills and da. He going through them shits. He basically says, no good. I don't want none of this shit. She's trying to, like, come on, Poppy, you know me, like, just take something, like, give us something, da. Not going down. Poppy's not budging. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm pissed off because I could have been doing mad other shit today. You feel me? Like, I left court early as hell in the morning, just be the CDS charge. Right after I, like, literally from Plainfield Municipal Court, I walk out, get on a bus, and had to meet this dyke ass bitch in Newark. And let me bleep that. You might gotta bleep that because that might be a slander to the LGBT community. For disclosure, I do not have anything against that community. You guys fucking rock. You're good designers. So I'm pissed the fuck off. I'm like, yo, that Poppy, like, nah, man, you can take some of this shit. And I'm all young, my voice all little, and I didn't even get a mustache till I was like 24, bro.
Okay.
So
you look like a little kid.
Yeah, I look like a little fucking kid. And I'm like, yo, man, he's like showing me off, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, I got you, get the fuck out of here. I'll pull out my little gun. That shit cost me 10 years of my life, pulling out my gun, being hot in the head, everything happening fast as hell. Poppy on some shit like, what? How you doing? I ain't even gonna hold you. I click my shit because you know how, like, in the movie, I feel like a clown a little bit thinking about it. Like, but don't nobody on this motherfucker think I'm a clown because I'm not to be played with. I feel like it a little bit. You feel me? Because, bro, I click my little shit. And why you think I'm playing with you, Poppy? Like, in Poppy real life, like, went for my shit, went and grabbed my shit on some movie shit. And he like, on the first grab, I almost lost the motherfucker. I ain't even gonna lie to you, almost lost the motherfucker. You feel me? And I'm backing up. He got my arm a little bit on some movie shit. And that's why I don't even like telling the story, but it's public information. You feel what I'm saying? It's literally public information. You could go on DOJ, Department of Justice, type in my first and last name, my indictment number, and it's all right the fuck there. You feel me? It'll be right there for public knowledge. And my gun discharged, bro. And the got shot smooth in the leg. And we hauled ass out the store. Like, all right, so when it happened, like, it ain't just no boom. You want the nitty gritty. The shit just starts bang, all that other shit. And it ain't just no we run out the store. I just realized what the fuck I did. I just shot a Poppy in a store. Like, it's not like I ain't gonna hold you. I never shot nobody before then. Like, I shot at people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how I be known. Like, there's no difference between the generations. There are motherfuckers who, when we younger, will shoot at you, and then you got motherfuckers who will shoot you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna sit here and try to act like I'm no motherfucking killer. You feel me? I ain't no killer, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I realized, like, oh shit, I shot at me. You know what I'm saying? I shot at me.
That's a problem.
A big fucking problem. And I start panicking. My stupid ass start trying to help this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm only saying stupid because, like, when I think about it now, it was only the humanity in me. It only goes to show, like, oh shit, like, I'm out here doing mad wild shit, but this is something that could have just went crazy. I'm trying to help this motherfucker, and he blacking on me while I'm trying to help him. Y'all get the fuck, help me, like, wilding, like, I'm panicking, and then old girl screaming at me, yo, get the fuck out of here, come on, bro, what is you doing? I'm realizing all the pills from my book bag is all kind of spilled out on the ground. I'm trying to, like, put my pills back in the book bag. I went to go grab the book bag. I lift it up upside down. Everything falls out the bag, bro. It's just like it's total calamity.
Right.
I run out. The bodega wasn't too far away from Penn Station. Remember, I told you in the beginning of the story, the robbery downtown. Look, wasn't too far away from Penn Station. We running, we running. I get to the Gateway building, so no, and that's why I tell you I was public knowledge. Like motherfuckers look up my shit. I don't know if it made the news or a news article, but like I know when I got to that county, I know them niggas was in that motherfucker. Like, oh shit, you that motherfucker that caught that robbery in the tunnel at the Gateway building. So you have North Penn Station here, where you got North Penn Station here, and then you have the Gateway Prudential building, not the Prudential Center, the Prudential building. That's right directly across. That's the finance building and shit like that. And in between those two buildings, there's a tunnel that like you can walk through. It's like a walking tunnel. We running through that shit because we ended up going up these steps that take us through that building. That like it's like from the Prudential Center. And then you got the Prudential building. Right across from the Prudential Center is the front entrance of the Prudential building, which we ran up the steps, you know what I'm saying, get in the hallway, we get to the little tunnel. It's in a tunnel where we see like North Police or Transit Police, because not for nothing, this is 2009. So police is still active in front of transit places because of 9/11 and all that shit. That shit's only just happened about 8 years ago. So, you know what I'm saying? We get up there, bro. It's already police up there. We're the only two. Mind you, I don't even know if they were looking for us. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Because where we ran from, we got a nice little distance. When the police up there, we running, we hauling ass, we sweating. Mind you, it's winter time. So we've been running for a minute if we sweat. You feel me? When we see them, we so young, you feel me? Like as soon as we see the police, we stop. You know what I'm saying? Because in our mind, we ain't even know if they for us. Like we're running, we're in like and then the way they locked up at the end of the tunnel, but we all dumb as shit. They only standing like that because that's how they gotta stand. Two cops here, two cops here. You feel me? So that people can walk between them and they could. But we not realizing that we just stopped running and we looking all nervous and we sweating and they look like, y'all all right? She take off the opposite direction. One of them start coming our way. I take off in the direction she going. This some real shit, bro. To this day, bro, I ain't even gonna hold you. If I could kill anybody, it'd be the motherfucker who helped the motherfucking police catch me, bro. And when I first got locked up, I used to tell people this part of the story, and then I stopped because niggas would jail off me and clown like, how you let a motherfucking civilian, bro? While I'm running through that tunnel, bro, some clipped me, bro, on some movie shit. Somebody clipped me, bro. Somebody clipped me, bro, and help. And I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm not a racist. I think everybody's biased. Everybody has their own little prejudice, thoughts, and shit. So I'm not saying this like, but it was some cocky ass white motherfucker, man. Like, why the you had to like mind your business? Cause I'm looking up like, what the man? And I couldn't even move. Like, I just remember till this day, I remember just like a broad round face. You feel me? And real like his bro. He was big as shit. Like he looked like some. He looked like a. You know the movie Minions?
Yeah.
The bald head dude with the sharp ass nose that be running around with the minions. What's his name? Groot or something like that. Whatever.
Yeah. Groot.
Groot or
evil,
whatever.
Evil Groot.
Some shit. Whatever. But he looked just like that motherfucker, bro. And I remember when the Minion movie came out, I'm like, yo, that looked like the motherfucker clipped me. And I was on the ground. Police was able to like grab me, cuff me. Till this day.
What is that?
A cuff mark. But that ain't happened there, like on that. Why the fuck? Oh, because the camera. Right here is right here. that have, like, I still got marks from cuffs when I was in prison. So now we're gonna get to the gritty shit, because now, all right, so I get locked up. This is the end of everything. February 8th, 2009. Feel me? It was still a little snow out and everything. Like, it was like a little flurry on the ground and shit like that. I get locked up. I go to booking. This called Green Street and shit. So at the time, yeah, so now this is where the time going. This, because now prison is wild. Prison was wild. Now you about to get adult shit. Now you about to get gory shit. Like, because sad to say, like, I was doing shit that could have potentially, like, I beat people up, rob people, you feel me? Like, we didn't have a lot of situations on the street, but prison violence was another level of violence. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you. It was another level of violence that I wasn't ready for, that I had to adapt to fast, or, like, you already know, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the county. I did like a year and a half in the county. I had a lawyer named Linda Smink. She passed too. You can look her up. She was a dope ass lawyer. She helped this guy named King Jack Moose beat a murder in Trenton in like the early 2000s and shit. And he was a karate instructor. And ironically, he ended up becoming a karate instructor and shit like that. And ironically, he ended up becoming my karate instructor and mentor for a few years. And when I got locked up, he extended that connect to me, like, yo, I'm gonna help you get a lawyer. And he sent me her. Cause I was supposed to get 18 with an 85. So that's, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the law. 85% of the time, like, I mean, 85%ers have, like, that's under the No Early Release Act law in New Jersey. Any all violent crimes and offenses are subjected to the No Early Release Act law. So you have to do a mandatory bare minimum of 85% of your time. That does not mean you won't have to do 100% of the time, because you can lose that 15% compensation time. That's a fact. Right. I lost that. That's why I ended up doing a whole motherfucking 10 years.
Right. So initially you were supposed to get 18 years, but yeah, you got it down to 10?
Yeah, I was supposed to get an 18 with an 85. That was, so my offer, the first offer was 20 on some real shit. Then you know how prosecutors, they just be on some bullshit. Oh, this was a robbery, an armed robbery at a store, and they try to paint it as if we tried to rob the store. But that never was the case though. That was the crazy thing. It never, that kind of helped me though. Because when I told my lawyer, you know, they want you to disclose all the real information. When I told her that, like, we went to a doctor's office and hit a pharmacy and shit like that first, and then was trying to sell the pills, she was able to manipulate the story to where as though, like, all right, like, it had nothing to do with a store robbery, you feel me? And right. It had everything to do with this kid might have a pill addiction, you feel me? Right. She used my mental health. Mind you, none of that was the case. She used my mental health impairments from when I was a child. Remember, I told you I was in alternative schools. I never got a chance to tell you I ended up being in, like, hospitals and shit. Because I used to be tweaking out. Like, my mom wanted to find out what the fuck was wrong with me. I was inpatient at Children's Specialized Hospital for a little while for them to figure out the fuck was wrong with me. And then they came out with all these little conclusions of what was wrong with me and shit like that. And I actually was on medication as an adolescent. So all of these factors, now mind you, I stopped taking my medication. So she was able to, like, you know, lawyers, they're good at that shit. Oh, he stopped doing this, that, and the third because he wanted to this, that, and the third, and he ended up needing it again and didn't know how to get help, so he had an addiction and rah. Because the prosecutor tried to paint the story. And mind you, Poppy never came to court. Poppy never came to court. He never died. He didn't die.
Right. He got shot in the leg.
Yeah, the nigga didn't die. You feel me? And the original charge was attempted manslaughter and a robbery.
Attempted manslaughter.
Or
attempted murder?
Yeah, attempted murder, and then they tried to say no, it can't even be a attempted homicide because he wasn't. All right, so I found out anything that below the waist, anything below the waist, there are no vital organs below the waist, and
Right.
and,
Can't be
and
attempted
also,
murder.
yeah, it can't be attempted murder, and and it would only be manslaughter if the person got shot below the waist and they died. No one died, so this prosecutor was trying to make a stretch on me. You
So
feel
it's
me?
down to assault.
Robbery and assault with the deadly weapon was my charges. Well, robbery, assault with the firearm. You feel me? And then, of course, the additional firearm charges. You get unlawful possession of a firearm, unlawful possession of, they try to throw all that shit together. Unlawful possession of firearm with intent to cause bodily harm and injury. And then they tried to act like some bullshit. They tried to rack it on. Now, mind you, I got into that. So the only reason why they were trying to roof it with the time, because mind you, we skipped to the main thing. Before that robbery, I was already out on bail. Everybody knows this. Everybody from my city, I was already out on bail for another robbery that happened in Union County that I didn't do, right? I'm sitting out on bail for that. And then, mind you, I beat the CDS charge. So, mind you, remember I told you I already had a CDS charge that I beat, but I didn't get a chance to mention all the other pending charges I had. I also had a pending charge for a pending robbery that I bailed out on. You feel me? In early 2009. I didn't do it, though. And the robbery it consisted of a fucking bike getting stolen. Like, get the fuck out of here. I didn't if anything, that's at bare minimum, it's fucking receiving stolen property or something like that, whatever. But I didn't even do that. My mom ended up bailing me out. This was the first time we had to deal with the bail system. So my bail was $50,000 and with cash or bond. So there was a fucking 10% thing on there. So we found a bondsman. So 50, that's like 5,000 is 10%. Yeah. Which is a lot of money for a single mother who's a school teacher paying high ass rent in Jersey with 2 children on her own. You feel me? And at this time, we're not even children; we're young adults. I'm locked up at this time. You feel me? We found a bondsman that was able to take 1% in a cosigner. Like 2 cosigners. So my grandmother cosigned and my uncle cosigned. And we was able to pay for like $500. And even that, my mom needed help getting that shit. And I was able to get out of jail.
Right.
And the whole thing is, the last court date that I had right before I bailed out, you know what they tried to offer me? PTI, Pre-Trial Intervention Program. Why the fuck are you offering me PTI for a robbery that I didn't do, by the way? All the old heads was telling me, youngin, don't take shit. Don't take shit. Right. You feel me? So I'm already out on bail and I'm doing shit. I'm doing other shit. Then while I'm out on bail for that, I'm just throwing this in there because I have to let you know why they was trying to roof me with so much time other than just to shoot, because it's still like, damn, 20 years for like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I got locked up in Brownbrook, New Jersey. That's Somerset County for police chase. Went on my first police chase. So long story short, that story happened. Me and the homies, we all supposed to meet up at a hotel to have a whoop, which is like a blood meeting and shit. We up there, we kicking it, we doing what we do. When we leave, we decide to get on Route 22 and race back to the hood. We flying through Boundbrook. Boundbrook police get behind us. One of the homies in the car with me, he like, bro, I just came from home from Downburg. I'm on probation. That's juvenile detention. He like, I'm on probation. You can't pull over, bro. Like, you can't do that. Took him on a chase. I still got caught. One of the bigger homies bailed me out from the precinct. We got the precinct bail. It was like a couple $100. You feel me? And he told us, like, if y'all little niggas don't go to court, we whooping y'all ass. Niggas ain't about to be coming out of pocket for y'all to just be not going to court, skipping bail and all that. You did what you did, go to court. Ain't no go on a run. Our homies wasn't like that. You feel me? So now it's like, I'm going to court for, so the robbery that I didn't do, I ended up never getting any time for that. They tried to downgrade that shit from PTI to probation. I never took nothing. They downgraded it all the way to a theft and dismissed the charge. Mind you, I still never did nothing. So I was mad that they downgraded it to a theft because I didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
that's always been my thing. If I didn't do shit, like, I didn't do it. But whatever. I did, however, end up. So when I went down for the robbery that happened in Newark, I was still out on bail for the Somerset County charge. What was the eluding? It was eluding, first degree eluding, second degree joyriding, second degree joyriding, second degree operating motor vehicle without owner's consent. And I broke a record. I swear to God, I broke a record to this day because I remember, you know how cops are fucking make jokes and shit like that. While I'm sitting in the precinct, they're like, well, if you did anything good tonight, you broke a record. You got the most speeding. I got the most traffic tickets ever in Bound Brook in one sitting. They gave me over like 30 traffic tickets, bro. 30 traffic violations just like on that chase. That shit was wild. So while I'm fighting my charge for that, I'm going back. I'm getting remanded back. Mind you, I told you I was in Essex County for like a year and some change. I fought my robbery charge for like a year and some change. Linda Smith ended up getting my shit down to a 10 with an 85. You feel me?
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you how I ended up doing the 10 years and not getting any parole. She's fired. Rest in peace to her soul. She died of leukemia.
I wanted to know first how, before you mentioned the plea, and going to prison, how the car chase. How you said, oh yeah, I got caught. How'd you get caught on the car chase? You said I didn't get away. Well, how?
Because I was just trying to get back to the. All right, so like I said, we left the telly and shit from the little meeting, and it happened fast. Like it wasn't even like a super long car chase. It probably was like 10 minutes, but at those speeds, probably seemed long. Fucking
10 minutes sounds like it was probably an eternity if you're trying.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit felt like
it's like a fist fight, like I was when I've explained.
And it probably wasn't even 10 minutes.
Well, I say when I explain people about, they're like, oh, there's lots of fights. I'm like, yeah, and I always explain the worst fist fight I saw in prison lasted probably 4 or 5 minutes, and guys are always like, well, why is that a big deal? I'm like, because most fights are over pretty quick.
A long fucking fight, bro.
That's a long fucking time to be fighting. These guys were exhausted. They were, listen, we're talking about teeth missing, guys yanking their dreads out. I mean, there was so much damage in that 5 minutes. You have no clue how bad it is to get your ass beat for, they're thinking boxing or something. These guys aren't wearing gloves.
They're not, and they're not doing all that dancing. It's a brawl.
Yeah, most people see a fight and they think of the movies, or they think of two 15-year-old boys fighting in high school. When two grown men fight, people's noses are sideways.
Like it's literally like the Wild.
Yeah, it is. It's disgusting. I mean, and it's serious damage. It's not like boom, boom, and they've got a slight bruise and a little bit of blood.
Hit by a car.
It's horrible, horrific. But yeah. So I was gonna say, 10 minutes of adrenaline pumping through you during a car chase,
and that might even be a stretch. I know for a fact that's just if it felt like a good 10 minutes. So you might slice it in half.
Right.
But so what happens was, I remember like it was yesterday. As we at the light, niggas like, yo, niggas want to race. We like, all right. When a light turns green, we pull off type shit. And at the next light, it's a highway. So usually when you can't just make a left like it's a street. You feel me? It's a highway. You gotta veer off. Like you gotta do the little veer off thing and then come around and do the other thing. Man, I bust a smooth left. I bust a smooth left on a highway through the light to go off like the exit. But it's not like an exit. It's like a regular like highway that has lights. Like every you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not sure exactly where you're from, but I'm pretty sure a lot of streets got that type of shit. As soon as I bust that left, I don't know what the it must have just been the cop gods. Whoop, whoop. I got cherried from the jump. And Remember, I told you the homie told me like, bro, you can't like I'm on probation. Like, nigga, I just came home from down Berg. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I can't do this. Like, so I'm like, all right. What I did was I pretended to pull over. I ain't even pull over all the way. Like, I just like pretended to pull over because I wasn't sure whether I was gonna pull over or not, and then I just took it and I rode around for a minute. And for a while, I used to like to say they hit me from the back and made me spin out. But honestly, bro, I made a turn and the turn was too hard. I always, when I was in prison, I used to be like, yeah, the motherfuckers, they hit me from the back like this. And it was like, sure. I ain't gonna lie, I bust a turn and that shit spun out on me. Because I didn't like, bro, again, I was 17. So it's like, I don't know that you need to kind of break down and do all that shit. I'm full gas, turning, and like, I spun smooth out and we got caught. My boy was able to jump out and then on top of that, I had my seatbelt on. Cause I was on like I ain't gonna hold you shit. I'm like I put my fucking seatbelt on. We gonna go on the chase. Fuck this shit. And it just so happens my shit got stuck. I don't know what it was like when it was time for me to get out after it spun out. And now, matter of fact, thinking about what the was now, I never put the car in park. So when I spun out, like it was like a spin out, and like where I wasn't able to move anything or go. Like the car wasn't able to move, so I just like opened the door and tried to like I don't know. But then I think about that, it couldn't have been that neither because you could take your seatbelt off if the car ain't in park. I don't know
Well,
about my
just
seatbelt.
sometimes they'll lock if you bang against them. They'll lock, and you have to kind of
I did bang
really
against someone to
pull
spin out.
back and
Yeah,
let them go. You know, you have to back it up a few inches to get it to release again. So.
I was panicking.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not thinking any of that while you're trying to panic and get out of the car. And your buddy got out and took off?
Yeah, and it's crazy because we both got caught that night, but he just got caught maybe like 10, 15 minutes later down the line. I see him coming in the mud. They're like, we got your friend. And dickheads. They're like, we got your friend. But yeah.
So that was when you got caught, but then you eventually got the 10 years. You took the 10
years.
And
that was all right, and that was for back to the robbery that happened at the bodega with the pills and shit.
Right.
So it goes from the first was 20, then like the second was like an 18 with an 85, and they didn't budge from an 18 with an 85 for like 9 months. Like, you know how long 9 months is in jail? Like, you know how many court dates I went? You know how much bullpen therapy I got? You know the lingo? Like, what the? You know what I'm saying? And then that bullpen, oh my God. Oh my God. The bullpen, 20 motherfuckers all waiting to see what time they about to get mad testosterone in one cage. You might, man, listen, you know how much shit go down in the bullpen? You know,
stress watching people come. Were you were there when people are coming back getting 20 years?
What judge you got? What judge? Who you got? You got Judge Winkler? What did he say? Well, how much time he giving you?
Oh, I watch guys walk back in, sit down, and just start crying.
Nothing, bro.
There's just like you're like, I'm looking at guys like this is a tough. You can look at the dude and know he's tough. Like this dude's just a tough looking mother. And walk back in, sit down. And somebody says, man, what'd you get? And the guy's like, 20 years. And boom, just starts bawling. And you're like, oh, shit. If he's crying, he'd be crying like a baby.
You feel me, bro? And it's crazy because it hit me. I ain't gonna hold you. I remember when I got my time, and it's crazy because so let me get to my sentencing. My sentencing was actually special. Watch what happened. So the whole time, remember I just said Judge Winkler, right? Didn't I just say that name?
I think so.
Yeah. Because that was the judge that I'm trying to think, was it Winkler? It was like something like that. His name was something of that nature, right? And he was like, yo, this nigga, bro, he was smoking motherfuckers. Like, I felt like the judicial system shouldn't even have people like that in there, yo, like that just give out time. Like literally, this is them. 7 years with 85%. It's this on the third. See the wish for your transcripts and would you like to say anything?
Like you're gonna say anything that's gonna change it.
Like, you feel me? Like, court dismissed. Like, you didn't even tell me. I'm gonna get there because I'm gonna say that. So my sentencing, so I had this fucked up ass judge, bro. This nigga was fucked up, bro. Like, I'm watching niggas that's down. Mind you, I'm in Essex County, so everybody that's coming in this county is from North. These niggas coming in for carjackings. They coming in for murders. They coming in for robberies and shootings and drugs and all, like, man, mad shit. I'm watching niggas get 5 years, 3 with 85. They got a B&E, right? Well, we got a B&E. I'll never forget this shit. He did a B&E, got mad shit and an assault on a motherfucking old lady while he did that B&E. That nigga got 5 with 85, bro. 5 with 85. You broke into an old woman's house. Got a 5 with 85. Whatever.
You did shoot someone.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I hear you. Not saying what he did was right.
But what I'm saying, though, is I was just watching people get mad time that was small amounts. And I'm like, damn, I know I'm going to get like 7. Like, to hear 20 and 18, and I'm not even 20 yet.
Yeah, no, it's an eternity. 10 years is an eternity.
And, bro, that's why my prison bid was crazy. I ain't even going to hold you. That shit turned me into a whole number. So, real quick, I ended up getting a judge named, I forgot her name. That's crazy. I forgot her name. My mom probably still remembers it. So what happened was the judge that I had, that ruthless ass motherfucker, somebody ended up doing something about him. Like, you know what I'm saying? With the courts, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Getting him out of here. You feel me? Like, not on no, like, doing anything violent to him or anything.
Right.
There was a period of time where I had to wait to get a judge. You feel me? So I'm waiting to get a judge. And when I do get a judge, it's just the universe. This shit was fire, bro. Like, I felt like it was God, like, saying, I'm going to give you one more chance, bro. Because you get up, but I'm going to give you one more chance. The judge that I got was a black woman from Essex County, but she was what you call that? Juvenile judge. She was a juvenile judge. And they sent her to state court because she was just way. That was fire.
Yeah, it worked out.
Looked, it was like, it stopped. All right, cool. But anyway, she was just, so from her story was she was way too nice. Like, she was way too lenient, the word, on the youth in the Essex County court system. So they bumped her up to state court. Like, go deal. We're like, so this is what my mom told me, because my mom and her ended up becoming not friends, because that would be conflict of interest or whatever that's just called, but they kept it in correspondence for at least a good month or two after I was already sentenced and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why, but it was a dope thing. And from what my mom told me, they were saying she was too lenient on the youth. And they were showing her, like, you being lenient on the youth, that's why we're sending you here. So you can see what type of crimes they do when they keep getting, you know what I'm saying, let go for the shit that, you feel what I'm saying? Which was, I get what they were trying to do. Guess who her first case was? An 18-year-old. Me. Right. Who, when she's looking at the transcripts and everything that's going on, mind you, Linda done already went ham. We already got my defense and everything. Like, you feel me? Like, as far as, like, them not letting that shit, them not perpetuating the, he was trying to rob a bodega story. You feel me? So Linda got that shit down packed. So I guess when this judge sees all this shit and she looks at the last offer, bro, because she said it, like, when I first got to go to court again, and this is a new judge, the first thing she said was, I've been looking over your case, and I'm letting you know right now that last offer that was offered to you, no longer stands. Then my heart was broke. I'm like, oh shit! Like I'm thinking I'm about to go down. You feel me? Like, because I don't understand the process fully yet. I'm thinking this is my trial lawyer. I mean, judge. I didn't even tell him I wanted to go to trial. I don't know what the fuck is going on. You feel me?
Right.
And she's letting me know like we're starting all over. Your defense stands. The prosecutors, whatever, stands. But as far as the offers are concerned, we're starting all over. So now my sentencing offers start all over. It's no longer you get 20 years. Oh, you don't want to take that? Okay, cool. I'll see you in 5 months. See how you feel about that in 5 months. 18 years. You don't want that? Okay. I'll see how you feel about that in 2-3 more months. 18 years still, young man. I'll see how you feel about that in another 3 months. New judge. Everything he offered you, what do you say? First thing she offered me was a 12 with 85.
Okay.
Not even gonna hold you. And I was tempted as hell to jump on that. But niggas, you know how when you get back to the union, niggas be like, you know what I'm saying? They be like, hell no. It's always that one old head that know the law. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they be helping you out and shit. So, niggas like, yo, 12 with 85, you got a new judge. That's her first offer, bro. This, that, and the third. I'm like, all right, don't take it. They like, hell no, don't take that shit. Long story short, I ended up, I ended up getting 11 with an 85. She brought it down one more time to 11 with an 85. But this is what she said. She told me at this offer, she's like, and I'll never forget it, was like confusing. She's like, I'm going to offer you 11. You can take it, or you can either deny the plea, or it wasn't a trial option yet. You feel me? Like, you know how they be like, oh, this, that, and the third. Okay, you don't want it. Okay, we'll set another court date, see what we can do, type shit.
Right.
So this time she's like, this is gonna probably be my last offer. Like, she was letting me know like the 11 was 9 out of 10 times going to be her last offer. So I can either take it now or wait until the court date and see what's going on. But she was telling me that the prosecutor was like, she basically like in front of the prosecutor was like insinuating like, look, this Chinese bitch on some bullshit. Cause I had some little Chinese prosecutor bitch. Like, she like, the energy was the Chinese bitch on some bullshit, little nigga. I'm trying to help your ass. You feel me? I ain't even supposed to be doing this shit. This is why I'm here anyway, because I be trying to help y'all little asses. You feel me? Take the offer. But it was on some shit like, this could be the last offer, but, and she explained how sentencing day goes. She says, on sentencing day, no matter what the offer is, it's up to me. It's at my discretion right before sentencing. I can give you whatever I want. Right. I can go up or I can go down from the plea. It's at my discretion. And that shit gave me a little bit of confidence. I'm like, all right, I'm going to take the 11. I took the 11 years. And my court date, this was like during like beginning of the winter. I ended up not getting the court date. Like sentencing day wasn't going to be until like July something. I'll never forget it. It was like July something. I forgot exactly what date, but it was in July. And I got sentenced in July. And on sentencing day, she gave me a 10 with an 85. So, thinking about it, 11 with an 85 probably would have had me doing like 8.5-ish, 9. No, like, right. You know what I'm saying? Like 9, like walking down 9, maybe a little bit into 9, 1 or 2 months into 9. I don't know, I forgot. And then 85% of 10 would have only meant 7 years, 3 months, and some change or some shit like that. Or I forgot exactly what I had said on my paper, but it didn't say 10. It didn't say 10. And then Linda, what she did was for me, she tried to get the parole aspect taken off. She's like, all right, if you're gonna do the 10 with an 85 type shit. And then that usually comes with 3 to 5 years parole. You feel what I'm saying? She got the parole aspect taken off of me. And the crazy thing is she got the parole aspect taken off of me during my, like, while I'm already downstate. Because she couldn't do that shit right then and there. That would have had to been a part of the plea. You feel me?
Okay.
So I'm gonna get to that. So I get downstate. They send me to Yardville. I get down Yardville. Not for nothing. So I don't even want to like now I'm gonna slow down right now, right? Because I don't want to just be like, oh, I got the prison. And it was like, nah, I really want to walk you through prison, like for the people who do not know. You feel me? Like, we're not talking about the jail, like the county jail. We're not talking about the precinct. We talking about prison. And perspective is reality. So I can only speak from my perspective based on my reality and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's a different vibe, bro. It's kind of hard to describe the energy of prison. I'm 20 years old, though. I get there, and it's just like, I can't say that I wasn't. I feel like any man that says when they got to prison for the first time ever in their life, we're not talking about you in and out, you always go to jail. Because if I went to prison right now, I wouldn't be scared. I'm going to be mad as hell at myself, but I'm not going to be scared. I'm not going to be nervous. I did know what to do when I get there now. I'm never going back, but you feel me? Like, if in another world, I was a dude that wanted to just keep doing crimes and going back to prison, I know what the fuck to do at this point. But I didn't. You feel me? And it's like, bruh, every man, I feel like there's a fear of the unknown. You don't know what the fuck's going on. If you've never been there. Like, first of all, it's slavery. It's another way of being enslaved and captured. You're a prisoner. You're literally a prisoner. You feel what I'm saying? I was scared. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't even gonna sit here and say I wasn't scared. Fuck all that gangster shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was scared as hell, bro. Like, I get a towel, I get a sheet, I get a blanket, I get a Bob Barker soap, some chicletas, a bendy toothbrush. I didn't even know what the fuck. I didn't even know they made these at the time. What the fuck is this? You feel me? Like, in a room to go into. Like, you get down there, but you don't know who your fucking bunkie gonna be. So I got the Yardville, and let me see how I ain't gonna hold you though. When I got the Yardville, I was a little nervous. I ain't gonna say I was scared at this point. I wasn't scared because I had just, even though I'm gonna say I like when I got to the county, Essex County. So anybody that knows anything about Essex County is basically prison. It's like the Rikers of New Jersey. Because Rikers is not prison, but it does have a part where you could go to prison. Rikers is kind of the county jail. You feel me?
Right.
Like, Essex County, the Green Monster, that shit is the Rikers of New Jersey. It's the toughest county to be in. And they say Camden County, but whatever. So I already was kind of prepared. Like, Essex County already had prison vibes. So I was on that wild shit already a little bit, but when I got downstate, I turned it up, man. And I went down there with a chip on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do 10 years, even though I'm like I was happy, like, of the outcome. Like, I ain't gotta do all the time I thought I was going to. I still gotta do 10 years, bro. I'm only 20 years old. In my mind, I'm like, bro, I'm not coming home till I'm fucking 30. I've already been locked up since I was 18. Like, I'm not coming home till I'm 30. Like, bro, I barely got any pussy yet. like bluntly and honestly speaking, at 17, like, think about it. I was fucking a few girls in my school and shit, but bro, I wasn't clapping. I didn't even get to really clap chicks yet. Like, I gotta do mad long in here. Like, oh fuck. Like, and I ain't know how to jail. You gotta know how to jail. You have to know how to jail. If you don't know how to jail, like, up. So, like, yo, help me out a little bit. So ask some questions. So I might not.
I'm not. Who was your cellie?
I don't remember my first cellie. I could name cellies that stood out. Like, if the question was like, so like name like cellmates that like actually, because I'm pretty sure you remember your first cellie ever?
I do.
You do?
I mean, only because it was my first day in prison, and the guy introduced myself, and he was like totally like cool, and he was a Texicano.
How old were you?
And I was old, bro. I was like 30,
And
38 years old.
and that's the thing. Like, all right, so in New Jersey, when you get sentenced and shit like that, even though you're an adult, so you got Yardville, Bordentown, and Annandale, they're considered youth correctional facilities, but they house people from 18 to 30. The 30-year-olds are very rare in there. Those are the ones who've been there since they was like 25, you know what I'm saying, 19 maybe, and it's like they're really at the end of their sentence and they've been there chilling the whole time. Like, so everybody around me was wow. It like prison for me wasn't just like, it wasn't like in New Jersey, they don't put our age bracket with your age bracket. Once we get to go to Southwood State Prison, Northern State Prison, Southern State Prison, Bayside, Rahway, in Trenton, you feel me? Those are the adult facilities, meaning like the big dogs. Like, y'all niggas is the real prisoners. You feel me? Where are the motherfuckers that's they consider it still youth because the way we think. So in New Jersey, they separated the age group. So you got 18 to 30 and then from like 30 on up for the rest of it. Because they say we be wild. Once you're in your 30s, and I see it now. Bro, if I was to get locked up right now, bro, I'm not going to be doing none of that shit that I was doing in there. I'm going to I'm a man now. I'm grown as hell. I'm going to be chilling. You feel me? Do you know how prison is when the prison is filled with 18 to 30-year-olds? And then the 30-year-olds are rare. So it's really like 18 to 28. And if you're 28, you old as hell in here. You might get poked up. So I say all that to say I had mad bunkies. Like, when you in that age bracket, you get around another dude, your age bracket, both of y'all like, this nigga think he tough, man. This nigga think he tough.
Yeah, you're both idiots. What? Hey, were there actual cells?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You walk in. You got how many cellies? 1, 2?
You only got one cellie.
So you walk in there, one cellie, they close the door. You remember that first guy?
I don't remember my first one, bro. I'd be lying to you because, see, and I don't know how it is in every other state and shit, right? But like in Jersey, when you get to prison, you go to a reception spot first. Like the first unit you go on is like a quarantine unit. Like you gotta be there for like, it's like the new people unit, and then you go to the unit that you'll be on, and then even then you might move again because you might got this type of charge or that type of charge. So they'll put you over there with the violent offenders and like it, you feel me? So you don't really get settled in a Jersey prison until about your 3rd or 4th month in. And that's if you chilling. I went straight to the box. I real life don't remember my first bunkies. Like, I got downstate. I went in the room with somebody. Oh, KO. His name was KO. Damn, yo, I fuck with you for that. Damn, that's crazy. I actually do remember my first bunkie. His name was KO. I don't remember where he was from. He was a Mob Paru nigga. No bullshit. That's crazy. You just made me remember my first bunkie, bro. His name was KO. I think he was from like Long Branch or like Lakewood or something like that. It was a Mob Paru nigga. No bullshit, because I had got downstate right before they discontinued tobacco products. So now you made me remember, because I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Because when I got in there, he gave me a pack of Black and Milds. And at the time, when I first got downstate, I got down there around like July, because I got sentenced. Yes, I got sentenced in July. I got down there in July. And it got a memo, you know, like the units got a memo that as of January 1st, 2012, no more cigarettes. No more cigarettes on commissary. And if you get caught with that shit, it's considered contraband and shit like that. That's crazy. I dead ass remember my first bunkie. Because I remember after all that shit happened, he the one that kept me out of trouble. He showed me how to, damn, that's crazy. How the fuck I forget? That's because so much shit happened to me, bro. I got a brutal beating in prison, bro. My tooth is chipped to this day. Like, I got a scar still, like in my like I got a. It's like an area in my hair where my head. I got a scar up there. I don't know if you can see it. It's like
Right.
an area right here. Wait, let me see.
What
Right
were
here.
those from? Was it like a like a lock or?
Nah, them cops.
Oh, okay.
Cops. So briefly when we was doing the pre-interview thing, I think I got to mention that a little bit, but like, bro, I was popping on police my whole day, bro.
That's a mistake.
Huh?
That's a mistake.
I know. And
You're not gonna. There's just no winning.
I know. And I ain't gonna hold you. And it goes back to my mentality. I couldn't see the end of 10, bro. And I'd be lying to you right now if I said I didn't get suicidal at times in there. And because I'm not the type of guy that gets suicidal and like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself. But I'm brolic and brave enough to have myself in a situation where it's like, I know I might die in this situation, but you know what I'm saying? Which is still a suicidal thought. You feel me? Because it's like I literally would go into that shit like I would be at my door. You know how it is, shirt on my fucking shit. Y'all want to fuck with me? I'm banging on the door. I'm like, I'm getting my adrenaline rushing, and I'm just waiting. I hear the gate. I'm just, and I'm bust out the door. I'm holding my mat, trying to bang against their shield, getting sprayed up, bro. At one point in time, bro, I remember one time I called the female CEO a bitch on purpose, just to get her to mace me, just to show her that it didn't affect me no more. I got suicidal, like I was on a bomb mission with them police at one time, and they, bro.
What, your fingers are broken?
Yep. Yep. They made an example. I ain't even gonna hold you. They did that, and it took me about 5.5 years to that's a little bit more than half the sentence. I'm one of those. I'm gonna let you know right now. It took me more than half of my time to.
About halfway. It's funny because it's like about halfway there, you kind of get to that point where you're like, I didn't think I could do this before.
I swear.
Like if I just did half, I can do another half.
I can do another one.
Right. So that's always kind of a tipping point where you think, now I'm not counting the days in. I don't want to do
this one how I just did that one. I don't want to do this half how I just did that.
But it changes because it changes from how many days I've been in to how many days I got to get out. Like that's a much better counting system.
God, that's a way better countdown. So I was one of those guys, bro. So I started making a name for myself while I was downstate. So everybody just like, I was the guy that even if you would have saw me, right? Say if we was on, you probably would have stayed away from me, not out of like, oh, I'm scared of that guy or none of that shit. Not at all. Like you just strike me as the guy that would have saw me at that time frame in my bed, and you would have been like, yeah, that guy's trouble, that guy's noise, that guy is. You know how the dynamics.
There's a whole group of guys like that. There's always 5 or 6
away from those guys. You feel me? You, because not for nothing, at my half point mark, that the guys who I were, I stayed away from now because now I'm reading. Now I'm actually, I got a state job now. Like I'm saying, I'm getting up in the morning, going to the fucking bakery, making the fucking bread all fucking day for nothing a day, but it's just to get out the cell, like to move around.
Yeah.
Now I'm
time go faster.
You feel me? Now because I rap and shit, now that's what we're gonna get to. That's what actually made it special for me, right? Because my music, bro. And this what made me come home and take it serious. Because it was all some shit like, bro, if I could stand in a fucking yard, bro, with a dude who real life just killed 2 or 3 people. First of all, I was in the same prison the Iceman was in at one point in time. Me and Max B, I don't know if you know who Max B is. But where you from?
Tampa, Florida.
That's right. Damn, Florida. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you though. Floridians, man, y'all got it. I ain't gonna hold you. Like that state is like the state. Like I don't know. I don't know if Florida is painted to y'all how Florida is painted to everyone else, but Florida, at least from our perspective, like being on the outside of Florida, it's like y'all don't give a fuck. Y'all do anything in Florida. Like that shit's just.
I always think that you ever heard the term Florida man?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always some guy doing something stupid, but you know,
like the Florida man.
They just
like, huh?
There's just so many criminals down here, and they're not like necessarily like smart criminals. Like
and
they
it's
do
not regular
shit.
criminal activity either, because he guys demographics. Like
it's and it's funny too, because you know I'll see these TikToks and shit where they'll say like, listen, if you want to know like where the alligators are, like if there's a body of water, there's an alligator there. Like there's I'm in a nice suburb, and you can drive by the ponds, 2 alligators, there's an alligator. And my wife will be driving and she'll be like, oh deer, I mean, just nonstop rabbits, deers, like, and we're in a nice suburb. I mean, there's suburbs everywhere. There're just animals everywhere. There's
a lot of life out there. Like, wow.
Yeah, there's gators everywhere. Listen, we went gator hunting a couple months ago.
I had gator one time when I was younger. I'd never forget the texture, and it wasn't a bad taste. I just can't remember the taste. The texture would actually, it was like the texture to me was like between a fish and chicken texture.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because that's, my wife's had it a bunch of times. I'm sure I've had it. I can't remember, but she said the same thing. It tastes kind of like a cross between chicken and fish.
I swear.
Listen, it's terrifying going out there. My wife loved it. We're out there middle of the night, out there driving through the swamp. It's basically Lake Okeechobee, which is that big lake in the middle of Florida. And listen, if you fell off that boat, there's so many alligators out there.
That splash just probably just set it off.
I was telling we were out there like 3-4 hours. Listen, after the first hour, I was like, okay, I get it. We're out here. It's fine. I've done this. I'm ready to go home. I'm ready. I'm done. Like I'm a city boy, right? But what most people think of Florida, I always say this, is that most people think Miami and the beaches, but Florida's really
majority of Florida is everything outside of the.
It's like, honestly, it's like Georgia. There's pickup trucks and hunters and farms, and like 90% of Florida that's what it really is. It's not like, oh, beaches and hot chicks and bikinis, and nah, it's lots of pickup trucks and SUVs, and yeah, it's country people, and it's not, and I'm from, like I said, I feel like I'm from the city until I went to New York City, and I realized
now when I think of Florida, and it's crazy how like hip hop's kind of like changing like the perspective of Florida a little bit. Now when I think of Florida, I just think of fucking Rick Locks and Kodak Black.
See, but I think that's Miami. I think that's more like kind of like cities like Miami and stuff.
Oh, I get exactly what you're saying now. Right.
Yeah.
Every majority of Florida is everything but that.
Yes. But that's what everybody thinks. I get like, because that's the flash. You want to show your best side and what's the coolest and what's trendy, and that's what it is. But honestly, you drive in 2 or 3 miles, it's cow pastures and pickup trucks and hunters and good old boys. Like, listen, it's rough. We got sheriffs like Grady Judd talking about, shooting people. Like that. My favorite thing with Grady Judd is that he's a sheriff in one of the counties down here, and one of the reporters asked him, they were like, Sheriff Judd, they said, your deputies fired 200 rounds into that single wide trailer because the guy in the trailer wouldn't come out.
Bro, they had to reload. Bro.
Yeah, and they said, why did they fire 200 rounds? And he goes, they ran out of bullets. It was like, yo, listen, I love the guy, but I mean, he's brutal.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Because that's what you would call cop humor. For
Yeah.
them, that's cop humor. He probably was dead ass too. But
Oh,
that's
listen, he's serious. I'm gonna send you a compilation of Grady Judd moments, and you're gonna be like, this.
oh yeah, and you know the guy?
No, I don't know him,
Oh,
but everybody in Florida knows who he is.
oh.
So when you were in prison and you started writing, is that what you were thinking? Because we talked about this yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
How many guys did you see have a plan? This is what I'm going to do when I get out. Leave prison, and 2 years later, you saw that guy come back, and he never even tried to pursue his plan or pursue what he wanted to do. I mean, I saw so many guys leave and be like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to study. I'm going to become a general contractor, because you can become a general contractor if you have a felony in some states. Like, I'm going to be a general contractor. They studied the book. They did this. Like, they had all these things they wanted to do. And then they got out. And 2 years later, you see the guy come back and like, this dude never even ordered the book, never tried to take the test, never took the class. Like, you didn't pursue any of the things that we talked about for 2 years or 3 years. And you came right back to prison on another charge. Like, yeah. For me, by the time I was getting out of prison, I was like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I kept telling myself, don't not pursue what you're telling yourself you want to do now. Like, you have clarity now. And most people just don't pursue it. And we were talking about it yesterday, and you kind of, you started writing and you kind of had a plan. And you're still doing it. So
yeah. So for me, it was more so like, let me see how I can explain it. For me, like I said, I always held on to the music. So every time my cell door locked, at first it was like a thing with me. Like, I would just like, I would write music, and then writing music started turning into other shit. I started writing short stories. Like, I started taking myself out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bringing myself to the free world, writing short stories. Then I would go from short stories to like, I'm like, all right, let me write down my plans and shit. Like, let me write down my plans and all of that. Like, I remember one time, and then I started ordering books. That's where like shit, real life started changing for me. Like, I started reading books. Think and Grow Rich by Robert. Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert T. Kowalski, and Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and 48 Laws of Power. Like, I was like, when I say locking in, I was locking in. Fucking The Synchronicity Key by David Wilcock, the hidden intelligence guiding you in the universe. And reading these things, bro, took my mind so far out there. Like, I was on some shit like, I ain't gonna fail, bro. I can't fail. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if I fail, I'm a dickhead. And then on top of that, like how you said, you see people coming in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Same dudes I was just in the yard rapping with. These niggas connected and everything. They cousin is Al B. Al, and they connected this person. They right back in here, right back at my door though. This the crazy thing. Right back at my door, like they never left. Yo, Swag, you got a suit? Hey, yo, let me hold a bag of chips till Kenny, bruh. Like, my nigga, like, I'm still doing the same sentence, bro. I'm still doing the same sentence. This is my halfway point now. I'm at my halfway point where I'm realizing that I stopped talking to them niggas. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. I stopped talking to the people who were a year short. If you a year short, stop talking to me. Don't say shit to me. Nigga, you don't fit the time requirements to talk to me, because I was so locked in, and it was more than just a mind thing. Once my mind got there, I started getting my body there. So now I'm disciplined. As soon as my cell opened up in the morning, I'm not pulling the covers off of me as my cell door opened up. I'm already at the door. I'm already disciplined. I'm already in a workman's routine, a 9 to 5. Actually, my shit is 6 to 12 a.m. You feel me? Like, and it's like, I'm already in routine. I'm working out. After I'm done working out, I'm eating breakfast. By the time the door opened at 6:30, I done already worked out, washed up. You feel me? At the sink, read, prayed. You feel me? I started locking in. It was more than just like, for me, it was more because then I don't know, like, 1 second. I want to read something to you. I got something from prison. Hold on. I couldn't find a letter, but it's a breaking point. It was like a breaking point for me. And in the letter, I had promised her and everybody, bro. And this till this day, it's still my driving factor. My whole life, like I said, I always felt like I never fit in with nobody. I never kept friends. I never could keep a girlfriend. I never could keep a cellmate. And I always ended up fighting a cellmate. I never could keep anything. So it's like, since I've been home, if nothing else, bro, I'm going to keep my freedom. I did 17 years as a free man. Fuck you mean? And then 10 in prison. I got the rest of my life to live free. That's my biggest motivating factor. And then on top of that, like when I came home, the first thing I wanted to do was lock in on something that I love, which was music. You feel what I'm saying? Like I ended up becoming an audio engineer. You feel me? I went to school. I ended up going to college. I never went to college before. I went to college. It's like everything I set my mind to do at this point, bro, I made it in prison. You know how it is. You said you did 13 years. You know how it is in prison. I made it through prison. So I can't even begin to understand why those type of dudes do all that time and come back. I made it through where I was never supposed to make it from. You feel what I'm saying? And my mind wasn't even on no, I'm going to make it through this. I say I made it where I wasn't supposed to make it because I never went into it ever. I never thought I was coming home. I swear to God, to this day, nigga, I did 10 years. It's 10 years, but in my mind, I saw it as life. I thought I was going to die in prison. I never got to like finish a little bit more of my adolescent part, but like the last stepdad that I had, my longest lasting stepdad, you feel me? He died in prison. Like, that was the last father figure I had. He got snatched from me and ended up dying in prison. You feel me? So it was like, I thought I was going to die in that motherfucker, not even on no cliche shit like, oh, I got life and I ended up beating the charge and giving all the time back. No, I thought I was going to die in that motherfucker because it was already in my mind that I'm going to be the baddest motherfucker in here. And in my mind, it's the baddest motherfucker wasn't popping on you or popping on him or popping on him. It was rocking off on the motherfucking police. The niggas who keep taking our meals, telling us we can't eat because they feel some type of way about what we did when we live here. The motherfuckers that snipped our phone call when we only get 15 minutes any motherfucking way. You feel me? The ones who left our door locked. You know what I'm saying? You know damn well I ain't showering like 2 days, officer. I missed my door, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was pissing real quick. I missed the door. Open my door back up. Those was the motherfuckers. So I knew if I put my hands on them and everybody see me, you know what I'm saying, going wild on them, even if me and you would get into a fight, so what? The Ninja Turtles come, I'm not getting on the ground. I'm not getting on the ground. Put me there. And if I had to get put there a few times for me to sit down and be like, this is not where I want to be. It's not where I want to be. And then with everybody around me telling me like, yo, youngin, I knew it was, I'm like, I got to get the out of here now. When I was no longer the youngest nigga in prison, you gotta realize I was like, for a long time, I was the baby. You feel me? It was a few other niggas coming in around my age and shit like that, but they didn't stand out how I did. And that's why I never fit in. I realized that when I got to prison, I ain't fit in with nobody because I stood the fuck out. So it's like, once I started, it's like, damn, I'm older now. Like, this niggas coming in, these niggas younger than me and everything. I'm like, damn, I don't want to be here. I can't, and I never go back. Like I said, I told myself, a part of my plan too was just never go back. I told myself, I'll be literally all the things. It was an old head nigga that told me, youngin, you gotta find yourself. I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about, OG? I know who I am, nigga. I know who I am. And then a few years later in my mind, I'm like, damn, what the fuck do that even mean? Find yourself. And I found myself, bro. I can sit here as a 32-year-old man today with all that I've been through. I ain't even gonna hold you. We ain't got enough time to tell you everything, like cause there's so much shit, and then my brain, I ain't gonna hold you, I can't focus for shit. My brain be all over the place with the stories. But it's like once I found myself, and I found myself by figuring out who I was not. I know every person that I'm not. I know everything that I don't want to do. I know every place I don't want to be, and I know every, you know what I'm saying? I know what I don't want for my life. So once I figured that out, like everything else for me is like, you know what I'm saying? That shit easy, man. I ain't gonna say it's easy because it be times like a few days ago, I was in here, bro. I just wanted to cry, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to sit in this motherfucker and cry. But then I thought about it. I'm like, man, free all my niggas that's not gonna be home this year for the holidays. What the fuck I'm about to cry about out here in the free world? And cause I'm alone. I'm technically homeless. I'm living in a hotel. It's the holidays. Nobody's around. Who the fuck cares? I'm free. It's niggas who can't even call their mom. It's niggas who can't even call their kids and say, baby girl, I love you. Daddy love you. Daddy will be home soon. Daddy really cares about you. You feel me? Like,
they gotta wait 2 hours in line to make a phone call and hope somebody picks up the phone.
Cause everybody shit on D&D these days. You know what I'm saying? Fuck around, you got one call, that shit done went straight to voicemail. You thinking somebody picked up on the first ring, that shit on voicemail. Let the nigga behind you see you hanging up trying to call back again real quick. You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta make a decision. Free them niggas, man. That's why I'm still out here. That's why I get up early in the morning, know what my situation is. Nigga, that no matter how much we want to sit there and bury that shit, it's so much shit going on. Like for instance, nigga, I've been smelling a dead body for a week. I seen what the decomposition looks like this morning. Yeah, I made a quick little joke about it, nigga, but that shit, we humans. That shit gonna fuck with I might see that nigga tonight in my sleep. Who knows? But I gotta get up tomorrow morning if God grant me that blessing. I gotta get up tomorrow morning and do everything that I said I was gonna do today. Like how I'm doing everything today that I said I was gonna do yesterday. Because if I don't, I'm gonna be sitting here doing nothing, thinking about somebody I could go mother rob for what?
So what happened? So when you start writing songs, you want to try and make a go of it. You're about to get released. What's your plan? Just keep doing it and trying to make it work until it does work?
All right, so at first, my shit was, I ain't gonna lie. At first, my shit was like, it was on some shit like, as long as I'm out here, I'm content. Right? So I'm on year 3 of being free. That's no longer my mentality. I'm no longer content with just being free. Like, not for nothing, I expressed like gratitude in the text message, but just this right here, this happening, you feel me, bro? You're Matthew Cox. Like I like when Corey sent me the information and shit, he was like, yeah, somebody he wants to do interview and shit. That was another great opportunity as well, you feel me? I looked it up, I'm like, well, I bet. I just briefly looked it up. But last night after our correspondence, like, bro, like, I don't even know. First of all, I don't even know why Corey felt like I was special enough to even get this interview. This is amazing, and this is just a testament of my consistency. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not happening by mistake. I don't know what platforms this is going to reach, who's going to see it and hear it, and maybe, you know what I'm saying, click one of my links and see other shit. You feel me? But bro, every day that I'm free, bro, I think the man upstairs, it's to the point where I don't even get into religious shit anymore. Like, I'm just connected right there, like right there. And it's like, I thank him every day for being out here. And now it's no longer, thank you, God, for letting me have another day free. It's, thank you, God, for giving me another free day. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to make of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna show you what I'm going to make of this. Like, you gave me another 24. I got you. You feel me? Even if it's just like today, I got this interview with you this morning.
Right.
Later on today, I'm gonna be passing out clothes and food to people who need it in the community of New Brunswick. And then later on that night, I'm gonna be going to an event, to a show to check out some artists. And it's crazy because I've been on a hiatus for about like 5-6 months. Nobody's really seen me. I've been like, I'm saying, hibernating. Like I went from literally, I'm about to show you right now. This shit is so crazy. Bro. I went from doing shit like this all year. Hold up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I went on a hiatus, bro. Like I like my whole shit. Like right now, I'm like on a, I guess you could call it a chill mode. Like I was selling out this year. You feel what I'm saying? Like I can't get this up, bro. I can't get this up. And it's deep for me. It's deeper than just being able to be a rapper, because I don't even rap about the same shit everybody else raps about. I promise you. You probably get a million artists to probably say that shit, but my shit just authentic, bro. And I tell people all the time, bro, I'm not doing this shit for $1 million. I'm not doing this shit for a record label deal. I'm not doing this shit for a shitload of clout. I swear to God on my soul, bro, I do this shit because it keep me out of trouble. I do this shit to keep me out of trouble, bro. It give me something to do. You know what I'm saying? It gives me something to look forward to every day. I'm no longer even a rapper. I could sell out a venue. I could do that. And mind you, I don't have all those people you seen coming for me. I don't have a manager. I don't have a marketing team. I don't have a label. I'm not signed to anybody.
Right.
I literally just sit like what I'm doing right now, just going on the internet, networking with people, sending DMs, doing what I got to do, bro. And then now it's like I could do that. Now I'm an engineer. For the last 2 years, I've recorded over 150 artists. Started in a project room, turned a project room into a real life state-of-the-art studio, bro. Would you believe this is in the projects? Hold on, watch this. It's all right here. Would you believe this is in the projects? That's a room in the projects. That's a bedroom.
Right.
That's a bedroom that looked like a cell to me, and I ain't want it to look like a cell no more, bro. You know what I'm saying? Every day, built that shit from the ground up.
And you're recording artists and putting their stuff out, or?
Yep, recording artists and helping them put their music on different platforms. You feel me?
Right.
All from a project room. You feel me? And then I ended up getting a real studio. You feel me? Right now I got a studio with my boy. You know, we got a real state-of-the-art studio. I done recorded a few artists that's actually famous right now and shit. Like that was famous before I even got to them. And they was just like, yo, record this shit. Like, let me book a session with you. I do that shit for this. And the crazy thing is I made little to no money as an artist. Those three clips where you see everybody around me, I ain't make no money.
Right.
No money. Like $0. I ain't getting no money. One of those events, I remember one time I had to black out on an event promoter. He took my last couple out. Look. Niggas called the cops on me for overcharging the artist, and because I took a stand on some prison shit, I'm like, you gonna give every artist back their money? They called the cops on me. This faggot ass. But block that word out, you can't say that word. But yeah, man. So much shit be going on with me, bro. Like, and it's like to the point where I try to, like, even if you was to go on any of my social media platforms, the first thing you see in my bio, they say the voice of inspiration, the guy with a lot of energy. That's all I be wanting to do at this point. I just be wanting to inspire, man. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I want to let motherfuckers know that I don't give a fuck how hard you think you got it out here. It's motherfuckers that trade shoes with you right now. Right now. Like, right now. So I do all this shit for that, bro. Like, I just try to stay true to self and keep my authenticity, you feel me? Because at the end of the day, I can't speak for everybody else, but I just gotta stay true to me, man. Stay out of trouble. Like,
I know you heard this. The worst day out here is better than the best day in prison.
Tell me about it. Literally. And I literally done been there. Worst day out here. Crying. Why is this happening to me, God? Then thought about my best day in prison. It was like, it don't even compare.
Yeah, people have no idea how good they got it.
It's on some shit like, yeah, I didn't indulge in criminal activity, gang activity, and you know what I'm saying, and broke the law and shit like that. But I ain't one of them dudes that's gonna sit on your platform and even say I glorify any of that shit. Everybody got different life circumstances. Some people do it because they had to. Some people got into it because they was bored. Some was misdirected and misguided. You know what I'm saying? But everybody, like I said, I can only speak for me, man. I just gotta stay true to me. I ain't never say I'm no gangster, no super criminal. I'm not even America's Most Wanted, my guy.
You know who Wes Watson is?
Who?
Wes Watson.
Why does that sound familiar? I feel like I've heard that.
He's like a huge prison influencer that has been going strong for like 4 or 5 years, making a ton of money. I mean,
he's still locked up?
No, he's out. Oh. He's they call him basically you're like a prison YouTuber. So you talk about prison shit, right? So he talks about, he's like a motivational speaker. He talks about being in prison. He talks about all this stuff for about 4 or 5 years now. He's been going strong. And it just came out. There was a video that came out that like, this guy's talking about doing, I forget how much time, whatever, 8 years, 10 years, been in, level 4 yards, this pin, this happened, all this stuff. And then it just came out. There was a video that came out that was like, it's not true. Like the guy did like 18 months here. He's never been in anything higher than never even been in like a medium. It was like low security here, low security here. This is all these different things have been coming out.
So in the entire time, this nigga has been making all this money and a living off of being a prison advocate and
no, not a prison advocate,
not an advocate, just like an influencer, like talking about bringing exposure to prisons he ain't even been to.
Well, what he did was he crafted a story that nobody really looked into until recently. And there have been little things that have come out here and there where guys have come out who've been in prison with him and been like, that dude, like I was in prison with that guy. We weren't in a pen. We were here, and then of course he doesn't really.
That'd be the worst when you come home and you see somebody capping like they was downstate making it happen. Like, bro, you was asking for soups down there. You wasn't
right. You weren't. You weren't.
Visit hall.
But what's funny is like I've done videos, they're kind of like reaction video. Really, it's just comical because the way he acts, right? And I've been like, me and a buddy did one where we kind of like mocked him. Well, I don't even think we mocked him. We were just basically saying like, listen, guys like this don't exist. Like that guy, the way he behaves, he wouldn't make it in a pen because his own people would be like, listen, you got to calm the down. Like, I don't know what you're thinking, but you can't be behaving like that. He's just bringing heat on you, and you'd have to watch the video. And listen, he may have helped a lot of people. Like, the problem is this, a lot of what he says is it is motivational, but his backstory to get there is flawed. He could have just said, this is what happened to me. I went to prison for whatever, a couple years, and I had an epiphany and I changed, and that would have been fine. But I wanted to interview you when I saw you on Corey's, and you were, the stuff you were saying was, you were like, exactly. Like, oh, listen, I'm not a gangster. I fucked up here. I fucked up here. I went here. I was an idiot in prison. I was behaving like a fucking lunatic. I didn't think I'd make it. And listening to you talk, I said, that guy's got, you know, like he understands, he knows who he is.
Yeah.
And that's the guy, I'd rather talk to that guy than the guy that's going to tell me some bullshit story about, you know, being in race riots and doing a stabbing this dude and having to hoop my paperwork.
You know what's crazy, bro? Because I do have a few of those stories. You feel me? Like, I real life got stories where I done had to put in some work, bro. I on Corey's podcast, I showed him a few of my scars, like. But like I said, it's just not something I like to glorify. It's not even something like a lot of people won't even like. A lot of people don't even be knowing, especially the people that just met me. And I'm pretty sure the same with you. Like the people that met you since you've been home, unless you actually mention it, they probably would never even know that you've been to prison, that you were involved in this, that, and the third. And I like to keep that pretense about me because I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want people to automatically just be like, oh, he's a criminal, he's a fucking jailbird, and no, it's a part of my life story, but it's not my story.
Right. I was gonna say, I never, here's the thing, like I don't shy away from it, but it's not like I'm gonna walk in and say, hey man, I just got out of prison.
Yeah, I never shy away.
Yeah, but if it comes up,
I'm actually proud of it.
Yeah, if I'll tell you, I don't have a problem saying it. You know, yeah, no, I get it, I understand. But like, I don't have a problem saying it. If it comes up, you know, if it comes up to where it's just comes out naturally, then I'll mention it naturally. I have no problem with that. If somebody says, oh man, you know, did you see that movie? I'll be like, no, when did it come out? And they'll tell me, and I'll be like, no, because I'll be honest with you, you know, I only really saw the movies they played on the movie channel.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I wasn't really out at that time.
I still haven't turned my TV on in here.
Yeah. I was gonna say, when you said you wake up, you know, you were waking up early and stuff, guys will say, you know, man, you texted me at like 5:30 in the morning. What are you doing up at 5:30 in the morning? And I always say,
because the sun is up.
Well, no, I was because the guards turn the lights on at 5. I was like, so.
But you know what's crazy? That's crazy because literally that used to be my response. You see how my response adapted to the sun is up,
right?
Because now I have to say that out here, like. The light's on, asshole. That's why I'm up. The lights come on now. The sun is up. The lights come on. Like, yeah, I wake up at that time because, like clockwork, my mind was just ready for a light. My mind was ready for the doom, 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 doom. Shake something, move something. I'm up. You feel me? And since I'm up, I might as well do some push-ups. I might as well.
Right.
See if I caught a mouse in a makeshift trap I made the other night. Like, the fuck?
So,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen, so tell me about the body. So
right.
a week ago you started smelling something funny?
All right, so yeah, this morning I just hear walkie-talkies, keys, and like cop activity. Like we know when we know cops are around.
Right.
I go out, I open the door, and literally as soon as I open the door, 12 is like right in front of my door. I'm like, oh, and I'm like, I'm a humorous dude, because first of all, you know how it is in prison. Like, man, I'm not scared of cops out here. Fuck you, motherfuckers. Like, I'll be trolling them sometimes. So I'm like, oh, shit, the police.
Right.
Looking at them. And long story short, like, bro, the smell I've been smelling all week, I've been saying it to the residents here in the hotel. Like, yo, it's a foul-ass smell. Like, ain't nobody in these rooms that y'all ain't seen in a few days. Like, everybody's, oh, da, 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 da. And nigga dead in here today. That's what happened. It's a dead ass body. I'll show the picture on the screen again. We don't want you to get.
So what do you think happened? You think it's he got overdosed, or I mean, you think it was an overdose? You think he just?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It was some and it's crazy because I heard people saying what they said. I heard some commotion early last week. You feel me? And I dead ass now to confirm what I heard people this morning because of what's going on. People like, yeah, I heard something last week, like a whole bunch of noise and shit, but I don't know what happened. And I'm not even about to sit here and make an assumption, man. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might have gave him a kiss with the pillow. Somebody might have, you know what I'm saying, touched him with a knife. Who knows? He might have just clunked out. I don't know. I'll let you guys know where to find me. So I don't know if I said it in the beginning. I'm Swag So Hood. I'm an artist and engineer from Jersey. You know what I'm saying? I'm the voice of inspiration. Guy with a lot of energy. You can find me on all platforms at SWGSOHOOD, all one word, Swag So Hood. My Instagram's _ Swag So Hood. Swag So Hood, everything. Stay motivated, stay positive, and lock in on all high vibrations. Keep that low vibrational shit out your life.
Hey, I appreciate you guys checking out the video. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, share the video, like the video, leave me a comment, and I'm going to leave all of Swag's links in the description box. So if you want to click on those and check it out, I appreciate it. See you. Hey, this is Matt Cox, and I'm putting out a credit course. The course is going to be designed to repair credit, but more so also to build credit, which is where my strengths lie. Obviously, I've illegally created over 50 or 60 identities through creating synthetic profiles. I've borrowed, the FBI said it was around $55 million. I went to prison for 13 years for doing exactly that. I've owned a financial institution, and I've worked hand in hand with the owners of financial institutions as well as underwriters. So I know what happens and what the banks and financial institutions are looking for on the back end. And that's really where my strengths lie and how I'm going to create this course in order to help you legally build your credit so that you can have as much borrowing capacity as is legally possible. If you're interested in the course, go to the description box, click on the link, put in your email address. You will be sent 2 letters. One is a letter requesting information for collections on your credit. The other one is a letter disputing those collections. These are letters that I've personally used to help get rid of collections on people's credit. And you will also be notified when the course comes out. The first letter is designed to request information on any collection that shows up on your credit. Now, once you receive that information, the second letter is designed to dispute that information that has been sent to you for the collection. By using these 2 letters, typically you're able to get rid of any collection that is on your credit. So listen, the first letter that you're going to get basically that letter is designed to dispute any collection that shows up on your credit, right? So you've got, you pull your credit, which we're going to get into. You get your free annual credit report. You get it. We're going to explain how to kind of look at it and determine what collections need to be removed. So you're going to take a look at that. You're going to find those collections, and then this letter is set up so that you can request information from the collection company about the actual outstanding debt. What's interesting is that you'd be shocked how many of these companies can't provide much of anything. They typically, and I mean like 95% of the time, they can't provide any contracts. They can't provide anything that you've signed. Typically what they've got is they purchased or were assigned a debt from a hospital, a phone bill, maybe some kind of a phone, a cellular company, or a utility, or maybe it's even a credit card company. And all they really get is your name, some very basic information that says that you owe this debt. So what happens when you go back to them and you say, listen, this is an $1,100 debt that I don't believe I owe, and I'd like to know what information you have that proves that I owe this debt. You're not actually denying that you owe the debt. You're just saying, I don't believe that I don't think you have the information. I don't really think that this may even be me. Maybe it's not me. Why do you think it's me? Now, typically, they can't send you anything. So, of course, what you're going to do is you're going to take this letter, you're going to fill it out with the information, you're going to mail it in, you're going to get a certified, you want to get a certified return receipt. Because if they don't respond, when you go to, if they never send you anything, and sometimes that happens, if you have the certified receipt, they signed for it, They just didn't respond. Okay, now they're breaking. Now they're, I don't say they're breaking the law, but they're now not following procedure. So it should be very easy to get that collection taken off of your credit report. But let's say, so what you do is now you say, hey, look, I sent them the letter. Here's the letter I sent. They signed for it. They never responded. Now you can send that to the credit bureaus. The credit bureaus now have to do an investigation. And if they can't prove that they did send you the information, then they'll take it off your credit. And that's one way. What if they do respond? What if you send them that letter and they send you some very basic information? Typically, like I said, 95% of the time, you're going to get 1 or 2 pages that are, it's a printout. Now, so the second letter is designed for you to dispute that, which is saying, one, I don't see anywhere that this says that this is me that took this debt out. This may have been it may be a case of a stolen identity, or it may be identity theft. It may be a mistake. I don't see where you have my driver's license, my information, my social security number, my date of birth, my signature. I don't see where you have a contract where I signed. So you'll then dispute it again using the second letter explaining all of that. Now they have a certain period of time. Obviously, once again, you want a certified receipt. You'll send in that receipt, or you'll receive that receipt, knowing that they received it. And if they can't then come up with any of that information, you can then go to the credit bureaus and say, listen, this is what they sent. This is what I sent them in response. This is a letter. They received the letter, and they were never able to come up with anything that said I owe this debt. Now, if those two things don't work, there is a third option, and we'll get into that in the course, obviously. But a lot of times these two letters on their own will work.